Hey guys, it's me, Kezia, the world's leading female dating expert for men. Here's a question: how can you tell if a girl likes you or not? Now, this is actually quite tricky. You see, women respond differently to guys that they like, depending on the circumstances, what mood they're in, and what their personality is like. A great example of this is my sister Hadassah, who's one of the top wing girls on my team. She's a lot more introverted than me, and I'm a lot more extroverted. So when I find a guy that I like, I actually become a lot more egotistical. I put on quite a front with guys that I am attracted to. I can become quite bitchy because I'm trying to see whether they can handle me. That's my way of doing it. And a lot of them could look at that. A lot of guys could look at that and say, well, that's clear indicators of disinterest, surely. But this is my way of actually showing a guy that I'm interested. Whereas my sister will go in on herself a lot more. She'll become a lot more introverted. She'll become a lot more shy. She'll be worried about what she's saying. And that can actually be perceived as someone who's very cold, when it's just not the case. It's just because she's nervous. She might not know how to deal with that moment. So saying that there's one clear way that fits all and that every girl who likes a guy is going to respond this exact same way is pretty foolish. Now, a lot of guys, they get weighed down in spotting very obvious indicators of interest, such as girls playing with their hair, looking coyly down, looking up, licking their lips. I just think these are like really porno style indicators of interest, and for heaven's sake, not all women are that obvious. So here are a few giveaway signs that women actually display without realizing it that you can look out for. The first one, is she in your space? Is she orbiting you a lot? Now, if you're talking to her, that's slightly different. I mean, when you've stopped talking to her, maybe you're talking to her friends or you're talking to another guy and she's always around you. It's always like you're talking to someone and she's sitting right next to you, and even though you're not talking to her, she's not budging. That's a very clear sign. And women actually, a lot of the time, think that they are being very under the radar when they're doing this, but in fact, it's pretty obvious. So that's one thing that you can look out for. When you talk to her, do you have her full attention? I know when it's guys that I'm genuinely not interested in, I might be looking over their shoulder, looking for somebody else, half listening, not really investing in the conversation, kind of giving dead-end answers, even though they might be really good conversationalists. If you have her full attention and she's ignoring her friends or ignoring what's ever going on around you, both of you, that's also a very good indicator of interest. Is she comfortable with you coming into her space? Try it a few times, whisper to her, stay in her space a little bit longer than you usually would with somebody that you had a platonic relationship with. And how does she react? If she's very welcoming to the idea, again, a very, very good indicator of interest. Now, actually, the best way to find out whether she likes you is to actually make a move. Give her a fairly sexual compliment. A lot of guys procrastinate. They try and spot all these classic IOIs in order to actually delay trying on with the girl. So for instance, they'll make excuses such as, well, she didn't shove her breasts in my face and she wasn't licking her lips, so she's not interested yet, so I'll just play it cool and delay it. You've got to actually go for the move to see if she really does like you or not. I'm going to show you the best way to do this, why it's the best way to do it, and how to deal with the situation if it goes wrong. And in fact, from there, make it win anyhow. Okay, so you've got to say to her something sexual. You can't say to her, oh, you've got lovely eyes, you've got lovely hair. It can't be something that maybe one of her male friends would say to her. You've got to say to her, you've got to go into her space, whisper in her ear, and say to her, you have incredible legs. You have an incredible backside. I love your body. Your body's just incredible. It's got to be something like this, okay? So it's got a sexual tone to it. Now, if she responds badly, and this is what you're frightened of, I know. If she responds by looking at you like you're a freak, or she did not expect that at all, don't back down. Do not apologize. Do not walk away in a huff. Do not look embarrassed. Here's a few things that you can respond with that will actually make you come across even more attractive. So the first one is, I'm a huge flirt. Didn't you know it? Now, girls actually like a flirt, and they actually like a self-confessed flirt. So what you're saying to her right there at that point is, get over yourself, okay? I'm a huge flirt. I love flirting with people without explaining it in those words. So just, again, I'm a huge flirt. Didn't you know that? I'm going to flirt with you some more later. Say that to her, and then that makes it come across as a lot more playful. But again, it's that unapologetic attitude, the fact that you're unapologetic about who you are and your intention, that makes you that much more appealing. Another one that you can respond with, you're a lot more shyer than I thought. And kind of look at her like, oh, she's cute. Like, oh, you're a lot more shyer than I actually believed. I prefer extroverts usually, so don't worry. You could add that. You don't have to add that part, but it's more like kind of like, oh, bless, you're quite shy, aren't you? But don't be too patronizing with it. You can go a little bit too far with that one, but just saying it like, oh, you're quite shy, aren't you? With a kind of like sympathetic smile on your face. Again, this is going to make her feel like, do I want to come across like that? Do I want to come across as like some shy, naive girl? I don't think so. So that can actually fuel her desire just from saying that line. If you're a little bit more alpha, a little bit more confrontational, you relish confrontation, then this one's really good. So when she pulls away, you could say to her, hey, listen, I'm not backing down from what I said. You have great legs, whether you like it or not, whether you like to hear it or not. This one works on me. It usually works on more alpha girls because they want to know that the guy that they are potentially interested in can deal with a negative response and will not back down. So that's another really good one. You've got to be in it to win it, guys. If you just keep procrastinating, keep delaying it, keep waiting for her to make the move, you're going to end up in that friend zone. You have to make the move. I have given you 3 very clever responses that you can use if she backs away, that forget just keeping your dignity, but actually are going to make her more attracted to you. They're going to help you seal the deal. Women react like that for a lot of reasons. It doesn't always mean that she's not interested. She might not just be ready to take it to that level. She might not have expected it. So sometimes that's our autopilot response. That's how we should deal with a guy who says something to us sexually. And some girls are just doing it as a shit test. I usually do it just to see like, how much does he want it. That's my kind of game, but it's not every single girl's kind of game. And once you know that, you'll be able to deliver the responses a lot more easily. So stop listening to people saying, don't make the move until she's shown you all these IOIs. I've given you a few clear IOIs that you can look out for. The best thing to do is to make a move and know how to make it win, even though she might initially have what is perceived as a negative response. Okay guys, I've got so much more information and tips to share with you. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to check out my website www.kezia-noble.com. You can find out more about myself and my incredible team of instructors and wing girls and all the boot camps that we do all over the world. I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.